Hey, we should be live. Microphone looks good. Video capture. Alright, so we're back. Working on Eriette here. There she is, in case you need a refresher on what she does. And we are picking up after March of the Machines Aftermath. So the first set with new cards is Mercadian Masks after all of the various Masters collections and whatnot. There's the original Arrest. Yeah, I think we probably want the ones that hit other permanents too, since there are so many Arrest variants, if we're going to bother running them. Let's see, what else do we have? Don't need any of the mercenaries. I don't think we need any of the spell shapers either. There isn't one that buys back dead enchantments, so at least that I can remember. Enters the battlefield, choose a color. Protection from the chosen color doesn't remove Chomano's blessing. Eh. Eh. No, I don't think so. Don't need extortion. Forced march, no. Artifacts and enchantments you control have shroud. I prefer hexproof. I want to have the option to move them around with Crown of Ages and whatnot. Unfortunately. Prevent all damage would be dealt to enchanted creature. Hmm. Doesn't stop it. Like, it wouldn't stop us from blocking it if we threw it on the opponent's creature and they could suddenly attack us. And it stops it from dying in combat, so they can't just throw it at the other players and try and get it killed. So maybe. Viability. One and a white. Alright. I don't need Ivory Mask. Larceny, liability. Night Ritual, no. So whenever enchanted creature becomes blocked, tap all lands defending player controls. No. Don't need any of the rebels. This only affects creatures. Yeah, we don't need that then. Aura, Righteous Indignation. Candlemonger, no. Nope. Crashing Wampus. Power. Mask. Beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, a natural hunger deals damage equal to that creature's power to that player unless they sacrifice another creature. So that gets really bad when we want to put auras on their other things also, because then they just sacrifice those. It does work really well with an opponent with like one Doomsday creature and a bunch of like little guys, because they can't afford to take the damage from it, so they'll sacrifice their little guys and they still can't attack us with it while it's enchanted. But Yeah, I think more often what's going to happen is the opponent's going to play another creature that I need to put an aura on to stop it from attacking us, and then they're just going to sacrifice that one to the one with Unnatural Hunger on it. It does help that the Unnatural Hunger is not, like, they can't sacrifice the creature that it's on, and it's not optional, so they do have to keep feeding it. Or no, they would. Yeah, sorry, other way around. They will take the damage if they don't sacrifice the creature. It is optional. But if they don't sacrifice the creature, they'll take too much damage, so. And they are on the hook for the damage. It's not like they sacrifice the creature. I don't know where I was going with that. Brain wandered off, I guess. Either way, not actually working out, I don't think, the way I want it to. Those Mercadian Masks. Onto Mirage. Alright, Mirage, aside from pacifism, what strange and probably bad auras do you have for me? Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that one before, but... Oh, hang on. Binding Agony. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, deals that much damage to that creature's controller. Yeah, it seems like the type of thing I'm interested in. So, this Mirage. Binding Agony. The black enchant aura. Blinding Light, Bone Harvest, Arian, no. Life, Dread Spectre, Enfeeblement. It's just another worse, what's its name? We will, of course, take Enlightened Tutor. Very hard not to run that one in this deck. Favorable Destiny. +1/+2 as long as its white. Enchant creature has Shroud as long as its controller controls another creature. No? Don't need the Crypt. Forsaken Waste. Gravebane Zombie. Harbinger of Night. No. Infernal Contract. Eriette, no. Geyser's Cage, no. Griffin, Null Chamber. Actual Pacifism. Raj. Vita, for that matter. Enters the battlefield, draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Enchant creature gets +0/+2. I mean, I am down for auras that draw me cards. Shallow Grave, Sidar Jabari, no. Soul Echo. Concrete. Oh, right. It's literally just the Guardian Beast variant. White. Need any of these. Targets an enchantment. Nah, I don't think that's quite good enough. Ward of Lights. As though it had flash, if you cast it any time a sorcery couldn't be cast, the controller of the permanent becomes sacrifices at the beginning of the next cleanup step. Enchant creature. Enters the battlefield, choose a color, has protection from that color. Effect doesn't remove Ward of Lights. Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I'd rather just run the Cho Mono's Aura or whatever it was from Mercadian Mass at that point, since it doesn't explode at end of turn. Alright, on to Mirrodin then. Which should not have anything, aside from maybe some utility cards, because... Alright, there is a rest. There will be like one or two auras, but I very seriously doubt there'll be anything good enough. Because most of the buffing aura slots are taken up by equipment. There shouldn't be anything too good. We might get like a negative aura for negative aura for artifacts or something. Imp, Condor, Assumed Spirit, Contaminated Bond. Technically, yes. Alright, it says Mirrodin. One in the black for an aura. It's gonna be so great when I have like 110 of these terrible auras on the list and I have to figure out which ones are actually good now. Don't need Duplicant. The Farsight Mask. Fire Shrieker. I might want Gilded Lotus. This deck doesn't seem super mana intensive. I might not need Gilded Lotus. I might be better off with, the lower drop mana rocks. But we'll at least consider it. Yeah, these all care about artifacts, unsurprisingly. Lightning Greaves to protect Eriette. Or my creatures that have to attack get their cool thing to give them haste. Nope. Mindslaver. Storm Crown. No. Tower, no. Replica. Yeah, I don't need any of the Nims. Probably don't need O-Stone. Also, I was talking about yesterday when I put Austere Command on the list. Any of these. Target permanent gains protection from artifacts or from the color of your choice. Yeah, still probably not. Sculpting Steel. Think I need Second Sunrise. Sad Robot. No. Tangle Root. Tempest of Light. No. No. Okay. Last page is... Yep, okay. Mirrodin. On to Mirrodin Besiege then. Which, again, probably shouldn't have too many auras in it, so... We're looking for utility things. I think we'll skip on Dark Plate for Eriette. Like, it's helpful, but so are the things giving her Shroud and Hexproof. So they have a bit more utility in the deck since I can use them to give haste to the creatures that bring back enchantments when they attack. Blade Hold, no. Moth Nexus. Massacre Worm. Urine Crusader. And a creature has Infect. Nope. Funny, but nope. The upside to giving, like, throwing the aura on the opponent's creature to give it Infect and not letting it attack us is that if the other player blocks with something that doesn't have one of our auras on it, even if it's bigger, it's going to get shrunk down after that just for having gotten into combat with it. So that's mildly amusing, but that requires a very specific set of circumstances. Like, we have to put it on their creature. The opponent has to have a bigger creature rather than like same size to trade with it, and that bigger creature can't also be something that we have enchanted, so that way it's not dying faster or easier once the counters are on it. But yeah, mildly amusing at the idea of, oh hey, I'm going to put this on your guy, and now it's terrible for the opponents to block it, and terrible for them to let it through, so probably still wind up having to block it and eventually get it killed. The other problem is that there's nothing actually forcing them to attack other than Eriette slowly draining them to death, so we have to put it on the creature of an opponent that is not concerned with our Eriette deck and trying to kill the rest of the table and then figure out how to kill us type of thing, so. Alright, so that's Mirrored and Besieged. That brings us to, oops, Modern Horizons, I think. Siege, Modern Horizons. I forget what auras, if anything, are in the Modern Horizon sets. Astral Drift is on the battlefield. Exile target creature. Not helping. No. File. Endling, no. Slivers. Enchant creature gets +2/+2 as long as another R is attached to enchant creature has first strike and lifelink. No. Don't need Force of Virtue or Force of Despair, I don't think. We're white-black. We have enough get rid of target permanent things. We don't need Generous Gift, I don't think. Put target enchantment card from your graveyard on top of your library. I actually forgot this was a Modern Horizons card. Alright. All of Heliod's Generosity. There we go. Don't need the changelings. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. No. All graveyards. 1/1 spirit token with flying and gain 4 life. And Twine do all of them. No. Enchant Snowland I control. Exile target creature an opponent controls until On Thin Ice leaves the battlefield. Don't think so. Reprobation. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a coward with base power and toughness 0-1. Unfortunately, that makes it very easy to get it killed in combat to get rid of our aura. So... It does, like, actually kill the creature, though. Like, just makes it completely useless, so... Doesn't have its abilities. And has no power, so... Like, it's very easy for them to get it off of the table by getting the creature killed, so we're not draining them with Eriette, but it does actually kill the creature, where a lot of the other enchantments just kind of make the creature awkward and then they blow up all enchantments. I mean, yes, if they blow it up before getting the creature killed, that does bring it back to full power, but whereas the other ones just kind of force it to sit there and don't give you the option to get it killed, this one does give you the option, so they might just get their creature killed to get the enchantment off the table, and we should be able to recur it. So maybe I actually want that one. Like, I already want to weaken their creatures anyway rather than augment them, so it's always going to be easier to get the creature killed in combat to get the aura off of it. But at the very least, this is guaranteed. Like, there's nothing that's going to happen to this creature once it starts interacting with other things except getting it killed. So, I think I'm okay with that. Just because whatever we put it on is all but guaranteed to die if nobody plays a mass enchantment removal spell before then. Or I guess a targeted one if they really want to get their creature back, but then they're spending a card on that, and I think I'm alright with that one too. Now I'm scrolling too fast. Yeah, it's a fine line to walk between making the creature less impressive and just guaranteeing that they're going to get it off of the table to stop me from draining them if there's nothing better they can do with it. Yeah, I don't think we need Sadistic Obsession. It doesn't do anything if we put it on a player that can't generate black mana's creature, and if we put it on, an opponent's creature and they can generate black mana, then that might actually be more of a problem. Also, it's a 4-mana aura. We can do better than that for, like, neutering the creatures. Soul Strike technique. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 in vigilance. When enchanted creature dies, manifests the top card of your library. Probably not. Excuse me. I don't really think I need the talisman that badly. We could run it though, because it does make both colors of mana and we are gaining life. Actually, yeah, I was about to just disregard the talisman. I'm not a huge fan of the talismans unless the deck wants to damage itself, gains a lot of life, desperately needs cheaper mana rocks. Like, any of those things will get it into the deck, but I would much rather trade my life for better resources than a little bit of color fixing when I'm already running like every dual land and fetch land that I can get my hands on. But we're going to ramp with artifacts, and I probably want cheaper artifacts, and I probably will run the talisman because of all of that, so. Vesperlark, Winds of Abandon. Yeah, don't really want to run like too many wraths, and I'd rather just run a regular wrath at that point than the winds. I know, we're spelling it right. Modern Horizons 2. Alright. What have you got for me, second Modern Horizons set? No. No. Don't need the Arcbound creatures, Archfiend of Sorrows, Archon of Cruelty. No. Target artifact, target enchantment, card from a graveyard, or reinforce 1. Nope. No. Draw a card and lose a life. Graveyard to hand. Nope. I don't think. The Voidwalker, no. Return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to hand. Not really. We have, like, way better options, I feel like. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell, draw a card. Unless that player pays X based on Sentinel's power. Yeah, much the same way I don't normally run. Like, if I were planning on throwing auras on my own guys to set this up, maybe I want the Esper Sentinel, because I can augment him. Target creature. 2 target creatures with power 2 or less. No. Grief. A Hell Mongrel. Karmic Guide. Kitchen Imp. Late to Dinner. Sun's Flare, no. No. Necrogoyf, Necromancer's Familiar, Nested Shambler, Ichthos, Paragon. No, that's a life gain one. Priest of Fellrights, Prismatic Ending, Profane Tutor. No. Alright. Next page. Seal of Cleansing, Search the Premises, Sarah's Emissary. Don't think I need Solitude. Soul Snare. It was also from Commander sets anyway. Hearth and Home. No. Korok. All of these. Vindicate, Void Mirror, World Weary. Giant creature gets -4/-4, and I can cycle it to get a basic land. Yeah, I don't think either of those is quite good enough. And the versatility of it isn't quite there from that. So a thought occurs to me as I'm looking at cards. I don't know why this popped into my head, but real quick. That should be the Alchemy. This should be the Commander. So, I think I glossed over a card because I'd never really liked it, but because I glossed over it with that mentality, I don't think I actually gave it proper consideration. It's the card that turns the enchanted thing into a vehicle. I believe it was, yeah, Swift Reconfiguration. Like, I might actually want that. Excuse me. I think it goes here. I think the Curse of Conformity is from Innistrad, and the Guardian Scale Lord is from March of the Machine, so I believe it would go roughly here if I have them in the proper order. Excuse me. So yeah, the idea that it could we could turn something into a vehicle with crew 5 and then it still can't attack us while Ariette's in play is probably alright. Also, it's cheap enough and has flash that we can, like, throw it onto the table when we need to, kind of deal, as opposed to, like, a lot of our things are very cheap and very medium, so this one kind of falls into that category of, hey, your creature is terrible for right now, and you need a 5 power creature or 5 power worth of creatures to turn it back into something that might be relevant, so. And in the meantime, it's just sitting there pinging all of our opponents for 1 on our turn, so I think that's alright. Yeah, it's a card that I usually kind of just gloss over because I don't find it particularly impressive. And so I think I tuned it out when we were going through the set. Alright, on to Morning Tide then. Need any of these reinforced cards, or any of the changelings for that matter. Yeah, I probably don't want Daily Regimen. Like, I don't have to put counters on it, but once I decide that that's the correct thing to do, if it suddenly becomes a terrible idea, I'm not going to be in a good spot to undo it. We would like the Idyllic Tutor, though. Excuse me. I don't need the Border Guard. Cavalier, Maryland, Mind Shatter, no. Mutavault. Willful Snout, no. Pax Disdain. Preeminent Captain. No to Rustic Clashin. No. For an equipment card only, so no. Wandering Greybeard. No. Can attack, tap 2 untapped creatures I control that share a creature type, exile enchanted creature. Nope. I don't think so. Alright, so that was Morning Tide. On to Nemesis. Send an Evan Carr. Avenger and Doll. Battlefield Percher, no. Blinding Angel. No. Ugh. Sorry. Hang on 1 second. Let me try and clear this out. Okay, let's see if that works. Blocks at end of combat, destroy it, and all creatures it blocked. Nope, already starting to choke again. Generate target creature, no. If you control planes, enchanted creature has first strike. Nope. Lin Civi. No. Nexus, don't need wave. Don't need any of the mercenaries. Seal of Cleansing. I control attacks, sacrifice it. Creatures and lands I control have Shroud. Think so. Popple. Allwrath? No. Okay, so nothing from Nemesis. Brings us to New Phyrexia. There is another aura that gives infect and weakens the creature, I think, and can come back. But I forget exactly what the wording on it is. Have to see. Go to all of these so far. Don't think I need Dismember. Norn. I might want Enslave when we get to Planar Chaos. In fact, I almost definitely do, but we'll wait until we get to it. Can attack and return Force Worship to owner's hand. So another one of those auras that messes with the creature. Is this the exact same as the Gossamer Strands or whatever it was, or does it have a slightly different wording? Or not Gossamer Strands, it's a different similar thing. Astral Chains? I don't know. I have to see the card again. One of those obscure pacifism variants that can bounce back to the hand to go on a different creature that you don't like. This is New Phyrexia. This is Forced Worship. White. Definitely don't need. There it is. Glistening Oil. Enchanted creature has infect. Beginning of my upkeep, put a -1/-1 counter on enchanted creature. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return it to owner's hand. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add that one. I'm definitely very interested in the like Urza Saga Rancor style auras that come back, which this is. And it does slowly kill the creature too, but when it succeeds, I get the aura back so I can recast it and I don't go down on number of auras in play while getting the creature slowly killed. So, I think I'm alright with that. I don't think we need Karn. Life's Finale. No. Don't need any of the living weapons. Don't think we need Norn's Annex, but we're already inhibiting creatures from attacking us. So, don't think I need it. Would be minorly helpful if Eriette dies if they still have to pay to attack me, but there are other cards I could be running that also do that. Parasitic Implant is just terrible. Like, it. If they get the creature killed before it gets to my upkeep, then I don't get the 1/1. And if we make it to my upkeep, then the enchantment goes away. And I kind of want the enchantments to stay in play, so. Seems like it's failing on both angles at that point. Only cares about equipment. The shrines. Sword. No to Torpor Orb. Nope. Okay. New Phyrexia. What are we at? Only at 40 minutes? Okay, we got plenty of time then. Vector. Reinforcements. Don't need Ailey. Paul. Haven Vampire. Yeah, I think I'd rather go with the ones that make them lose as much life as I'm gaining. If we're going to bother with that type of effect, so. Don't need Endbringer. Spoke Darkness, no. Target attacking creature, no. Yeah, I don't need the Blessing. Kozilek. Make a Stand. Soothsayer, no. Copy target instant or sorcery, or copy target creature. Nope. Don't need any of the oaths. Horseless Punishment. Searing Light. Shoulder to shoulder. Equipped creature thing. Nope. No. +2, +1, and Menace. Nope. I mean, the Menace is nice if they're going to get their creature killed in combat. The other player has to be able to block with 2 things. And depending on what 2 things they have, they might be losing more than they originally thought, but... Nope. Okay. That's Oath. Oath comes Odyssey. The Aegis. Don't need Conflict. Enchantland has tap, sack a creature, gain life. Don't think so. Like, I don't imagine me using that at all. So I would rather have an aura that on a land that does something. Like, I might possibly consider Caustic Tar, despite how expensive it is, just because it's an aura that sits on a land. Makes it much harder to get rid of, but yeah, I don't think I need one that's doing actual nothing for our deck. Or very, very little. Because we are likely to run, what's its name? Enslave. So we would be able to steal an opponent's creature, and we might want to sacrifice it to not give it back, but that is way, way too hard of a sell for me to get it into the deck. Like, that is the only real use for it. Yeah, I don't think I have room for this aura when I'm trying to cram, like, every other aura. Don't need Delaying Shield. Voted Caretaker. So far. Entomb, Execute, Face of Fear. No. Gallantry, Graceful Antelope. Bravestorm, no. Whenever spell ability opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy target permanent that opponent controls. That one's a bit tempting for mass enchantment removal that isn't farewell. Because if they destroy our enchantments, rather than exile them, then Karmic Justice is going to trigger, including for the Karmic Justice itself. You just have to watch out for actual farewell at this point. Don't need Master Apothecary. The Mirari, no. I don't need any of the mystics. Various Lich, no. Oh, right, the desires. Enchanted creature gets +2/-2 and gets an additional +2/-2 as long as 7 or more cards are in my graveyard. Did I pass over? Isn't it Kedar's Desires, the white one? I think I passed over it. I forget what it does. Yeah, there it was. Can attack. Can't block as long. Okay, so it's a bad pacifism variant for only 1 white mana. Alright, never mind then. I don't need Ray of Distortion. Hypnotist, no. Screams of the Dam, no. Shelter. Ball Fracture. The Spheres. Kid Pact. Creature gets +1/+1 in protection from enchantments. This effect doesn't remove Tattoo Ward. Sacrifice the ward, destroy target enchantment. Nope. Put a plague counter on Traveling Plague. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1 for each plague counter on Traveling Plague. When enchanted creature leaves the battlefield, that creature's controller returns Traveling Plague from its owner's graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, I don't think so. Since they don't, there's nothing stopping them from putting it on our creature. It's kind of meh. Which is usually the problem with a lot of these cards, is that they can't go on, or that they can go on our creature rather, so they don't have to go on the opponent's creatures. This is from Odyssey to Onslaught. Let's go get our ally color fetch lands. Go to all of those so far. It's still creatures for Astral Slide, yeah. Extraction. Take Bloodstain Mire, though. Don't need Bone Knitter, Cabal Executioner, Catapult Master. Don't need the chains. Circle of Solace, no. Convalescent Care, Cover of Darkness. Enchanted creature has protection from black and red. Sacrifice Crown of All. Enchanted creature and other creatures that share a creature type with it gain protection from black and red until end of turn. Crown of Suspicion is +2/-1. Eh. Yeah, neither one of them is doing a lot for me, so. Combat damage to a player, destroy target enchantment that player controls. Nope. Deathmatch, Death Pulse, Urge of the Dead, Disciple of Grace, Necromancer, no. Endemic Plague, no. Trails Feaster, Exalted Angel, False Cure, Feeding Frenzy, Strand, yes. Bright Shroud Courier, no. Glarecaster. Gravespawn Sovereign, Grinning Demon, Dustcloak Savior, Harsh Mercy, Head Games. Enchant creature gets +2/+5, has cycling 3. Nope. I don't need the Misery Charm. Relation. Sold Cemetery, no. Go away, Nova Cleric. No, the Charm. Looted Delta, yes. Go to Profane Prayers. Righteous Cause. Rot Lung, Sandskin. Prevent all combat damage would be dealt to and by enchanted creature. So yeah, that's the one that doesn't give it flying. Hmm. Guess maybe. The upside to cards like this is that they can't get it killed in combat, which is one of the things that I'm obviously worried about since I keep bringing it up. Is that the opponents will just attack their creatures into each other to kill as many of the creatures as possible to get the auras off of the table if I'm actually winning. So we kind of need ways around that. It's going to be weird when I go back and have to find all of the auras that I was just like, no, I don't want that. That doesn't seem good. That are now like, yeah, actually, that was probably something that I needed to do. We'll take Windswept Heath. I was reading Withering Hex, but that's not going to happen. We're not cycling, and oh god, I'm writing Withering Hex because I'm thinking about it. This is Windswept Heath. So at no point in time are we going to make it smaller. And if somebody actually, it's like, did I want the enchantment on the creature to stop it from attacking me, or did I want, it to die? Since I'm not going to make it die, I probably wanted it to stay in play, in which case there are better options, and I'm kind of sad when the opponents start cycling and kill it. Alright, what's after Onslaught? Because it's almost time to call it. Yeah, I think we'll call it there then, rather than keep pushing. Alright, so that'll do it for me for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.